and welcome to A Bakes Everything. Today we are going to make a chocolate roulade. First step, you want to preheat your oven to 425. Next, you want to take your cooking spray and spray your 9x13 cooking pan. And then you want to line it with parchment paper and set that aside. So now we're going to whisk the eggs and sugar in a large bowl. You need 1 cup and 1 tablespoon of, or 115 grams of sugar and 4 extra large eggs. And while I'm cracking this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay. So now that these are
just leave it.
Cracked, I'm going to whisk these together.
Until frothy. So tell them, we're going to mix till it's frothy.
So now we are going to mix until it is frothy. Now just keep mixing until you think that it is ready to go on to the next step. Until you have it, perfectly beat eggs and sugar. This is what it should look like. Now we are going to sift our dry mixture, which has 65 grams of all-purpose flour, 40 grams of cocoa powder, 3/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You will use a spatula to take the rest of the sugared eggs out. Then you will fold it gently, which is a pattern. And you will stir it gently, and then it'll eventually look nice and good. And once you have that, you are going to pour it onto your pan and bake for 10 minutes. Pour it onto your pan. Then really make sure that it's all out of your bowl. And then you are going to spread out your batter so that it reaches all 4 corners of your 9x13 pan. And then you are going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes. So while your cake is in the oven, you want to take some sugar and carefully sprinkle it on a piece of parchment paper slightly bigger than your pan. And if you put a little too much, you can always just spread it around with your hands, like this. Okay, so now once your pan is out of the oven, give your gloves to a grown-up to make them invert your pan onto your sugared paper. And then we slowly peel away the parchment paper. And it is okay if your parchment paper looks like the cake is sticking to it a little bit. That's just how it's gonna look. And now we are going to make a 1-inch score mark, but do not go all the way through, so that it will help us fold the cake later on. And now you're going to fold up your cake with the parchment paper on it, but be careful not to press it down or do anything like that. Just very lightly fold it and then set it aside on a cooling rack. This is how it should look.
Cool.
So now for the stuff that goes inside the roll, we are going to start with 300 milliliters of heavy whipping cream. Now, once you have that, you pour it into your chilled mixing bowl with the chilled whisk attachment. And you're going to stir it until it looks like whipped cream, and when you take off the whisk attachment, it has a little mountain. So once you have your whipped cream, which we added a generous teaspoon of vanilla to, you are going to set it aside. Okay, so now we are going to take our cold whipped cream, our melted chocolate chips, and our raspberry jam. So first we are going to very carefully roll out our dough, and to make sure it's nice and good like this. It's fine if the ends are curled up. So we are going to start with our raspberry jam. We're going to get a big glop, but don't go all the way to the end so that it's easier to roll up. And you just want to take all of it and glop it on there. And you should microwave this for about 15 seconds. 10 to 15 seconds depending on how powerful your microwave is. And then you are going to do your whipped cream. Carefully place it on your cake and very gently spread it out. And try to make them distinct layers in your cake so that it looks nice and pretty when you roll it back up. Nice and even, and if it feels uncomfortable, turn your cake and spread the other way. And then once your whipped cream is finished, it should almost look like frosting on a sheet cake. See that? And then you want to take your chocolate, and you want only half of your chocolate to be used for this, to save the other half for topping. And now we're gonna add our chocolate, but if you can't use the spatula and you think it's easier to use a piping bag, go ahead and use that and just go back and forth, back and forth. And this might take a while, so be patient and don't squirt all of it in one place. And now we are going to very carefully roll it. If you need help with this, do not be afraid to ask.
Okay, we're good.
And if it sticks a little, that's okay, just try to keep it together.
All right, I'm gonna get my knife and we'll turn it off.
Then you're going to grab a knife and you're going to trim it off like this. Now we need to take the rest of our frosting and drizzle it on top. And to finish it off, put it on a pretty serving tray with a light dusting of powdered sugar. And then, here it is, your final, and some of you, your very first, chocolate roulade. Nice layering and topping. And now we're going on to the taste testing. Hey guys, so we're going to do the taste testing now. I'll start us off. Get a good piece here with everything. Good. I can taste the raspberry. I mean, it's just a little dry, but otherwise it's good. I'll give it a 7 out of 10 cupcakes.
All right. I don't think it's dry. I like the raspberry. 8 out of 10 cupcakes. You can get it.
All right. Get a little bite with everything. Maybe. Lots of flavor, not too dry. I give it maybe a 7.9 cupcakes.
Thank you. It's pretty. Tastes pretty good. It's fluffy. Tastes raspberry. I give it a solid 8.0 cupcakes.
Okay. Chocolate raspberry roulade. Really good. Good raspberry flavor. The cream is really nice and fluffy. I definitely give it an 8.5 out of 10 cupcakes.
And that's a wrap. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time on A Bakes Everything. Bye.
Bye.